This year I'm going to lose the weight, says everybody, right? Or, hey, I'm going to start going to the gym. And then all of a sudden, what happens? There's an excuse. A party comes up, you eat the cupcake, you hit the snooze button, you're tired after work. We find all of these little excuses. And I don't know if you, like me, you've got great intentions in your mind. Like, I've got my goals up here. I want to get healthier. I want to get stronger. I want to eat better. I want to go to the gym. I want to move my body, right? And that's just in my physical, on my physical goals. I don't know, but here's what I want to tell you. I do know. Most people have great intentions, and what happens is they don't actually write them down. And this was me for years. I would tell myself, I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to lose the weight, whatever it is. And I would keep it all in my mind. I would get up in the morning with excitement. And then as the day went on, I actually forgot. I forgot what my goals were. I didn't have them in front of me. I didn't have like an accountability sheet. I thought I would remember, and I didn't. And I didn't actually hold myself accountable. Well, I have something that I created for you. I actually created it for myself, but it's called a habit tracker. Super simple. Pretty simple concept, but I want to explain it to you, and then I want to give it to you for free. And here's how it works. And here's why I believe it works, is because what we did is we created 7 steps that if you want to work on all 7, or if you want to work on 1, 2, 3, you can kind of stack them as you go, pick one. And then as you get better at that one, you can keep moving forward and add something else in there. And I'm going to walk you through what these are. But the point of this one page is to help you actually stay on track. Do you remember when you were in kindergarten or maybe first grade, elementary school, and when you finished an assignment, what did your teacher do? Most teachers gave you a gold star or a check mark or a smiley face, and you got to celebrate every single day when you finished an assignment, right? Like when you were young, you celebrated every small little step, and I actually believe that there's power in celebrating every single day. Oftentimes we'll hear, I'm going to celebrate when I hit the 50 pounds. Like when I lose the 50 pounds, I'm going to celebrate. Or when I get the promotion, or when I achieve that huge goal, which is great. But what happens? Sometimes along the way, when you are climbing the mountain, or you're in the hallway, or you're getting from this level to that level, you've got this space of growing. You've got this space of like, it's not always exciting. You've got this space, and this space is the most important. Why? Because in this space is where you do these little steps every single day. And it might not seem like much, but what happens if at the end of every single day you celebrate it? So I'm going to give you an example. Here is what I do to consistently work on my health every single day. I might not see exponential growth in a week or 2 weeks or 2 months, but if I did this consistently over the course of months and then a year, I for sure will get to where I want to go, or at least be closer than me keeping it all up here. So here's where I start. Number 1 is your mindset. I believe that if your goal is fat loss, you need to be focusing on your mindset. If you believe that you can, I believe, and you should believe that you will. If you believe that you can't, guess what? You're most likely not going to achieve those goals. So under mindset, what I do is I read in the morning, or I listen to a podcast. I would encourage you to shut off the news, shut off the garbage. What inspires you? What brings you hope? Like what makes you smile? And at least start your morning off with 5 minutes of a book, or journal, a gratitude journal, or something to get your mind moving in the right direction. When you do that, you give yourself a star or a check mark. The next one is drinking your water. Sounds super simple, but if you don't track it, you can easily not drink your water for the day. Your body is made up of, I think it's 70% water. So if you're not tracking it, and if you don't feel great, like most people don't drink enough water, it's something super simple, and it will help you on your health journey. All right, number 3, I put ketones. It's a tool that I use. So when I drink my ketones, I check it, give myself a check mark, and they're incredible. And I call them my mom fuel. And I'll just simply say this, it gets me through my day. It's an incredible supplement. If you want to know more, let me know. You can post ketones below, and I'd love to chat with you. Number 4, I've just recently have learned this. It's called intermittent fasting. If you know what it is, you know how incredibly valuable it can be for your fat loss. If you don't know, the biggest thing with intermittent fasting is oftentimes people hear fasting and they get like, I don't want to do a fast. What I want you to think about as you're working towards being a healthier you is think about this. Intermittent fasting is just giving yourself a time frame of eating. Most of the time people get up and they eat from the time they wake up until the time they go to bed. and they're simply overeating, and they're simply overeating a lot of food. I don't remember where the statistic came from, but I do know that there is a statistic that talks about how you eat, well, not you, I'm sure not you, but the average person eats like an excess of, it is a lot, 15% more calories after 9 p.m. than they need that entire day. So what I love about intermittent fasting and what I love about this little check box is it's going to help you stick within a window. Here's one of my biggest phrases or quotes I would say to you. If you're not hungry, don't eat. And so as you go throughout your day, if you intermittent fast, you give yourself a check mark. The next one is low carb. And here's what I will say. Whether you choose keto, low carb, paleo, it's up to you. I'm going to say the diet that's going to work for you is the diet that you stick with long term. So this is labeled low carb, but you can choose whatever you want. The key is stick with long term consistency. If I were to say, hey, are you going to be consistent for this next year? Not 2 weeks, not 2 months, but are you committed? Are you committed to working on your health for this entire year? Why? It's super important because if you find yourself like, you're like, no, I need to get to the wedding, or I need to lose the weight for the vacation, and you've got this end goal, what happens? Most people will say, hey, Stephanie, I've done this before. I've lost the weight. I've gone around that mountain. I've reached the goal and then I quit, or I reached the goal and then I went back to the old way of eating. Here's the biggest thing I want you to think about as you're working on eating healthy. I want you to think about, what can I stick with long term? What is something I can create a lifestyle that's going to be your little check mark? We've got 2 more. So the next one is simply move your body. Whether you go to the gym and lift weights or you go for a walk, like, this isn't like go spend 4 hours in the gym. This can be anything, and it has to physically work for you. Some of you, going for a walk is a lot, and that's incredible. Some of you are like, no, listen, I'm going to go do CrossFit. It's what your body needs, what you do. Don't mess up good for perfect. But the biggest thing I would say is this: just simply move your body. And the last one, I believe we don't do enough, and it's celebrate. There's going to be a box every single day. You get to the end of the day, I want you to give yourself a check mark, or a circle, or I was going to say a circle, a star, a smiley face, a good job, because I want you at the end of the day to go, you know what? I want you to evaluate yourself. This is like your accountability. And I want you to celebrate every single day, not when you reach the final goal, not when you reach the final destination. I want you to celebrate because I want you to go, you know what? I had a great morning. I started my morning off with gratitude and mindset. Or, oh my goodness, I drank all of my water today. I've never done that before. And give yourself a pat on the back. Or, hey, I intermittent fasted for the first time. That's an incredible goal that I've achieved. Or, today I did really great on my food. Or, oh my goodness, I walked further than I've ever walked before. I lift heavier weights. Like, if you can get it into your mindset that we're going to celebrate every day, don't you think that you would keep going the next day? Because you've created these endorphins in your brain that you're like, I celebrated, like I did something incredible, like you're excited for yourself. And so this habit tracker, I believe, can help you stick with your goals, keep you moving forward. It's a simple tracker. It's not complicated. You can choose the things that you want to do. You can even write down your own little notes in here. We actually started on Monday. I know that the week starts on Sunday, but I truly believe most people in their mind go, all right, Sunday, whether it's football day or relaxing day or catching up on life day, I write down on our Sunday, it's my prep day. I feel like most people start on Monday. They go, I'm starting on Monday. I'm starting on Monday. I'm going to the gym on Monday. I'm starting eating healthy on Monday, right? So it has all 7 days. And I want you to work through this and make it fit you. But I want you to decide. I want you to commit to yourself. I want you to commit yourself this entire next year. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it fit me. I'm going to add in my own little tips. I'm going to do what works for me. And you're going to track it and you're going to celebrate at the end of the day. And then, of course, there's a note section. So I write things, some of my favorite quotes like, don't mess up good for perfect. Or the only way you fail is if you quit. Or maybe you want to keep track of your food, and maybe this is where you put your food down for the day. Or maybe you're a visual person and you're like, I have to have a menu. And maybe you write down your menu so that you don't deviate You don't get to the end of the day and you come home from work and you're like, I don't know what to eat because you already planned it. So you go to your little note section and you're like, oh, tonight we're having tacos. Oh, I already had it planned. We're having an egg bake, or I don't have to go through the drive-through because I already had some food in the crock pot. So this is here to help guide you, to help assist you, to be your accountability, and to help you take it from here to here so you can visually see it, so that we can get you moving in the right direction and actually not keep going around the same mountain year after year, but let's actually hit those goals this year. So I am here to help. I'm super excited to help. Post tracker in the comments, and I would love to give this to you for free. I would love for you to subscribe, like the video. You can comment. I would love for you to share it with your friends. I'm always here to help. I look forward to helping so many of you on your goals, or I look forward to helping so many of you reach your goals. We'll talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.